Okay, guys. Part of the reason I buy TVs is I do go by Artings. I don't use them as the Bible, but I use them as a reference for numbers and numbers only, because they don't sit down and sit with the TV for hours and hours and days and weeks like I'm going to do with the TV sets, because they have other things to do. They don't just buy one TV once every couple of years like I do. Recently, that's what I've done anyway. But if you remember, before the fiasco, I had 17 different TVs in less than a year. But yeah, I'm done with those days. I think I am anyway. But anyway, I wanted to show you one of the main things that I've noticed buying the TV. People have been asking me since I made the videos, the 930E or the 950G, is it worth it? Should I buy it? What do you think, Fade? What do you think I should do? So here's the thing here, guys. Everything is pretty much... we have the 930 on the left, 950 on the right. Keep that in mind. Left is 930. So they got the mixed uses. All these numbers come out about the same. And I think somebody else did a video about this as well. Dirty Spread, I believe, did that. So shout out to him on that part of it. I think he already did this type of video, and he scrolled through here, but he didn't really explain anything. You shouldn't really need to explain anything, rather. Let me rephrase that. But there's one thing that I've noticed on the 950G that I like that some people may not give a crap about. So here's the build quality. This is kind of glaring. Yeah, this is true. I agree with them. I agree with them 100%. It's 9 and 8. It's not like this is cheap, the 950, but there's a substantial downsizing in build quality. This thing's a tank over here, this 930. Checkerboard contrast, yeah, this is probably right. 8.6 to 9. That's not much of a difference in real world. The stuff I'm looking at is real world, not some graphics thing that's showing that you could barely detect once you put on a doggone movie. Yeah, I'd say all this is about right. 9.1, 8.9, full array. See, this is the funny thing about this is full array and this is edge. And everyone always used to cut down the edgelet, but this is the best edgelet TV of all time, in my opinion. Then you got the peak brightness. You can't tell 9.2 to 9.0, guys. Sorry to tell you. I've seen, matter of fact, for some reason with the Ultimate Extreme chip on the 950G, it looks brighter. I don't know why. I've asked a couple of professionals an explanation for it. Nobody has an explanation for it. For some reason, the highlights look more spectacular on the 950G. I have no idea why. And it's the exact same settings on both TV sets, but I have a 4K video coming up here soon, but I wanted to get to this first and give you the myths behind the madness. This is very true. Matter of fact, I'd rate this even higher. My TV is almost flawless. It says 7.3 here, gray uniformity. I'd put mine about 8.5. Mine is very clean. It's one of the cleanest TVs I've ever owned out of all the TVs I've owned, and everybody's known I've owned quite a few. So what else we got here? Viewing angles, yeah, 4.9, 5.2. I'd say the 950 has a little bit better, but you can't tell 4.9 to 5.2. Come on. Same here. This is very close. This says, oh, this is the thing I'm talking about. When you got people evaluating the picture, the black uniformity is sensational on the TV set. It's awesome. The uniformity is great. People are asking about the uniformity because they heard, quote unquote, through somebody else that was bashing the TV, that it was the worst blacks of all time. No, it's not. Not even by far. I've had Samsung TV sets. I'm not going to mention the model numbers because I don't offend anybody out there, but they're the older model numbers that were just hideous back in the day, about 4 or 5 years ago. So I know what bad black levels look like. Trust me. And I've had a Sony too, by the way. I forgot which one it was. It was the one with the black lacquer speakers on the side. It was huge. It went for $6,000. I paid for the damn thing. It was a 75-inch. And I ended up returning it within about a week because it had a big glaring spot in the middle. I thought it was something else, but it was actually a bad panel. So, and then I came to my senses about a cheaper TV. But 8.6 and 8.7. Reflections are about the same. Yeah, see, these are all black uniformity with the dimming, local dimming on, 8.6. You can't tell. That's why I was telling people it's so close between the black uniformity and stuff like that. It's just not even worth talking about. Now, this is the glaring huge glaring thing about the TVs that will make you think one is quite a bit better than the other. And I never paid attention to this till now. The 950G is the most best calibrated TV that I have owned. Period. Right out of the box. You put it out of the box, you set it up, go. The only thing I had to end up adjusting, and I adjusted it unfortunately after I made a couple of those videos previously to this one and some of the very first two comparison videos, is I cut back on the warmness a little bit on the 950. It wasn't quite, I'm sure it probably was accurate, but it wasn't quite to my liking. So I cut back just a tiny bit on the warmness of the TV. But out of the box, 7.7 and 9.2. This should be actually 9.5. And this should actually be 7.0. After you look at this over here on the right, it's totally different. This gives you the illusion that one TV is quite a bit better than the other one because right out of the box, it's completely accurate. I mean, it is accurate. I haven't seen anything so much. Like, for instance, one of my favorite football teams, and I know that you guys are going to, I don't want to hear the cracks about it, but Denver Broncos, okay? I know they did bad last year, but yeah, we kicked butt in the Super Bowl a few years back, Super Bowl 50. Okay, they're rebuilding. But that's not the conversation right now. But 7.7, 9.2. The 7.7 will give you reds. The reds on their jersey where the stripes are, the orange is red. Okay? 9.2 will give you orange is orange. That's the difference that I'm seeing on something like that. And so on and so forth. Yellow is yellow, but yellow on the other TV is super yellow. So, and unfortunately, some of the stuff I can't, like some of these reds, if you cut back on the reds and something else, you know, I'm saying I need to get a professional calibrator to actually calibrate the TVs. That's why the best test is always to have both TVs calibrated and by the same calibrator. Okay, like I think FOMO, I think that's what his name is. That's the best way to do it. That's better than anything else. These other guys, some people claim to be professional calibrators and all this, but to get it actually calibrated, you know, the both TVs exactly the same, you know, best of their abilities. That's the best way to really do a test. Not like everybody and their brother's doing on YouTube, like we've been doing. But like I said, my videos are just to give you a glimpse of what you may get if you buy it. And there's no way I even claim to be a professional calibrator. I don't have time to do that. I'm sitting in my office right now giving you this video on my break. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Everything else is, see, look at the post calibration. Look how it went up, 9.3, okay, on the post from a 7.7, okay. This went up 9.2 from a 9.6. So this hardly even moved. The 950G. That shows you how close the doggone thing is to its best picture, and you really see it. So, you know, people ask me, which one should I get? Which one should I get? I'm telling you right now, you should get keep your 930E and just get it recalibrated. Get the doggone thing recalibrated. It'll be close to this, but you know, if you get the 950G recalibrated, then it, you know, boosts up even further up. So you're gonna see the movies coming out here shortly, and you're gonna be pretty shocked for the outcomings, but just a little sneak peek and a little bit of a spoiler. In the movie mode, in the HDR mode, the 950G smokes it, the 930, just for the simple fact of this. Well, too far up. The calibration. So if you have your TV already calibration, fine, but this is huge. A TV that's not calibrated versus almost perfectly versus a TV that's not, because the colors are more accurate. And I'm a color fanatic. I like accurate colors. When I look outside, I look at my TV. Mountains look like mountains. Trees look like trees. Trees don't look like Disneyland, folks. Trees don't look like you're on Mars. You know, they look like trees. You know, there's different colors. There's fall gives you different shades. There's yellow and all this. This is what you see with the 950G. Complete accuracy. And also, I heard about the A9G through a good friend of mine, SD. Shout out to him as well. The accuracy is the first thing he noticed on this A9G. So, yeah, guys, that's the thing I'm noticing most about the TV set that I'm in love with is the color accuracy. Not to say that if I didn't get this 930 calibrated, it probably would be a wash completely at that point in time. But the cinema mode in the 930 gives you a little yellowish hue. It's like a goldish yellow hue to it. You don't notice it until you get another TV side by side that's perfectly calibrated. So I'm on for 10 minutes. Hope you guys are still listening at this point, but I'm going to get back to work. Just wanted to share that with you. You guys have a good one.